You are a chocolate muffin with a very soft touch of sugar flakes on top of you. Friends, I want to tell you something right now. You have to stop listening to crypto mainstream influencers. Not because they're necessarily against you, or because the game is rigged, or because they have the insider ICO allocations, or because they send you the trading referral links to go get wrecked. Not because of that, but you should. But because the crowd is always wrong. So whether you think these people have big smiles and great hearts and they're great charisma, whether you think that or not, the result is the same. You and I lose if we follow them. You can't follow them. Markets are about speculating on the future. It's about who is currently in versus who is not in. You see everybody who's not in, who's outside of the club looking in. If there's people waiting in line, it shows you demand. Now, when influencers will keep talking about something as buy the rumor, buy the news, just getting started. When they start talking like that, usually 99% of the time, not always, but most of the time it means, you see all those people outside of the club, it means we've hit a point where there's no more line anymore. They're all inside the club. There's no one else new to join. We've run out of people joining in. It's done. And at this point, insiders are dumping. So please, stop following these mainstream crypto influencers. You don't have to though. Of course, like, subscribe, belly button, or you don't have to. I don't really care. I'm going to win no matter what. I can put this to a T, friends. Who else is planting for free, mind you, friends? Don't get paid for any of these, okay? Don't. Where's my subscription? Where's the mastermind group? Where are these super secret insider subscription stuff? I'm not doing any of it, right? It's for free. Literally, you get to see this for free. So Bitcoin ETF is a Trojan horse, and I warned it to you, right, six months ago when it first came out. Now, here's the thing. I had to tell you, yes, it's a Trojan horse, but I'm still staying long because people don't realize it's a Trojan horse yet. People haven't begun to understand the true potential of it. But when I do things like showing you Barry Shillbert at the very top saying, wow, what an amazing day, a decade in the making, and yet we're all still just getting started. These types of signs followed by the immediate sell the news stuff. I put this out here for you, even though I'm not doing leverage trading, I'm not putting on shorts and trading these, friends, okay? Because what I could be doing, what people usually do is when they get one thing right, they put the spotlight on themselves and then they try to grab more followers and they go, hey, follow me, come do this trading referral link. Is it going up or down or doing the triangles? That's not my goal here for you. My goal here is to tell you we're here to win. I'm actually your friend and everyone's out against us. We're literally outsiders together. So the best part, right, of learning all these, you don't even need to know that the Bitcoin ETF is a Trojan horse. Like I said to you, friends, you don't even need to know that these mainstream crypto influencers, you don't need to know that they're good-hearted or bad-hearted, that they got inside ICOs or any of this. You don't actually need to know all that. You just need to know how markets work, and how markets work is exactly the metaphor I just used. What is the ratio of people in the club versus out the club? Out the club, they're buyers. How many people are on the outside looking in? Now, when it comes to the Bitcoin ETF and the rumor, all right, look at this. So when it comes to this, the chart up here, okay, see this chart up here? This is the Bitcoin ETF and the launch day, right? Now, obviously, it famously went down to 42K. We just go back and crash back down here. So the chart now looks like this. Bang, like that. See that? You know, why I'm putting this to your attention is when you're looking at these, you know that the people on the outside, they give you clues, friends, when they're all finally in. They give you clues. It shows up in people's psychology. People who are in, that they do things, and I'm going to show you this, okay? They do a lot of things that make it like, oh wow, you're back in the club. So who else is left to buy? No one. Laser eyes appeared again. I just showed you Barry Shillbert's tweets. We're just getting started. And the market priced this in when it started rallying from $16,000 in November 2022. It priced that in, okay? It goes, well, now we've priced in the bad stuff. Now we've got to start pricing in the good stuff. It started to price that in, even though it didn't know the news. Now, here's the thing. Who was buying back in 2022? Roca Negra, with their private accounts, now confirmed they were collecting Bitcoin in 2022. So that's why you can see their footprints. they not only knew the future, they control the future. So yeah, markets are manipulated, but guess what? You can see them on the charts. You can see people entering. You don't need to know who they are. You don't need to know, okay, who's buying, who's you don't. It's good to think about it, but you don't actually need to know their identity. You just see it on the chart. You go, for something that should be going to zero, you're pretty high right now. $16,000 Bitcoin ain't a $0 Bitcoin, you know? And also, for trillions of dollars of money entering on Bitcoin ETF, that's weird. You didn't close the day at 50K. Why did you go down to 42K instead? Why did you go the other way, the anti-up way? Why did you do that? Those are the questions we have to ask. So before we even continue, the good news, right? Ethereum is still bullish. Altcoins undervalued. The stock market hasn't crashed yet. And the Fed doesn't cut rates until March or May. These will mark tops, but yeah, probably when March or May appears and the first rate cut appears, people are going to say, we're just getting started. They're going to now print money. They're going to cut rates and everything's going to be great. If only they watched one of my 1,700 videos where I literally tell you tick by tick, day by day, chart by chart, how it all works. Market prices in the future. Market smart, friends. It knows the Fed never just cuts once. It has to cut an average of 8 times, 200 basis points. It doesn't do it for fun. It does it because the economy slows down too much, too fast. So it has to start accelerating its cuts. So the market is not going to be buying your bags on one rate cut. It buys after the weak hands are out. That's where the strong hands get in. This is one of my pictures of the Roca Negra ETF, okay? And I have this cute card here being made of Somi's prophecies. I think it's funny to see. This is the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, you gotta look at this. Look at the picture, okay? Is this shotgun? It's rough, man. It's rough. At the very top, because we would have gone up so much, not now, I'm talking about later on. We don't know when the ultimate bull market top is. Because we've gone up so much everywhere, once it's finally done, and you literally get that shotgun blast to the head, it's not going to be this tiny, like 12% down move. It's huge, friends. It's huge, man. How big? Okay, well, I know you like a big fan of the show. Like, subscribe. How big? Well, traditionally, whatever Bitcoin's move is, you almost double it for altcoins. Almost. So if Bitcoin from the top goes from 80K, let's say I'll give you a 100K round number top, but we get to 100K, people are going to be talking about 200K. So at 100K, the 100K to 70K mark, that 30% move, altcoins will go like 50 to 60% down. Huge. So think about it. You think, oh, that's still good. I've made a lot of money. No. You did not sell your portfolio when Bitcoin was 100K because it's not enough for you. So if your portfolio when Bitcoin's 100K is not enough for you, right, then definitely when Bitcoin makes your altcoins drop 50% lower, you're definitely not getting out then. And you have a friend like me to actually tell you these, despite I get so many grenades from the audience and just always people throwing snarky comments. I don't care, man. I don't care. We're here to win. All right. You're just someone flapping your voice in the wings. We don't really care, friends. I get told so many things. You read these chats here, people going, ha, 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 you're in Richard Hart coins. I got plenty of coins. I don't care. The best part is I just let people talk about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex and Richard Hart. I never say anything back because I just want them to keep doing it. You know why? Because that's the stuff that can permeate and snowball to the biggest move. So I just let people say. I never ever go out and bother replying to be like, statistically, my percentage of the coins you're talking about is actually smaller than what you think. Don't care about it. I don't care. It's edge for me. Because why? Because I'm just telling you, I've noticed everyone out there, okay, people just losers, soy boys, virgin cucks, all of them, I've noticed they don't talk about any of the coins I mean. In fact, that their brains literally are blurring out every other coin I talk about, or if I talk about Bitcoin, nothing else, any other altcoin, right? For example, Colt down, lottery ticket, or anything else, that they literally blur all of it out. They just focus on Pulse, PulseX, and Hex. And I know this. So I'm using this as a signal, friends, for you and me, giving it to you for free. I'm like, hey, I can name you like 5 people, might call them haters, might call them losers, whatever they are. 5 people, they don't know each other. Yet whenever they talk about me or they try to throw comments, they just keep speaking about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, Richard Hart. Oh, you got scammed. Oh, this and that. 5 people. They don't know each other. Fascinating, right? Like they clearly, right? They're getting penetrated, wink, wink, by the marketing, by the cult, by the messaging. That's our competitive edge. I want that to happen. If those 5 people were talking to me about Chainlink or Cult Down or just any other coin I mentioned, if it's can't remember off the top of my head, any other coin, I'll be like, wait, that's interesting. Why do I keep speaking about that coin? But they're not. It's always the same thing. It's always Richard Hart. It's always PulseChain, PulseXX. Every single time. They don't even talk to me about the freaking meme coins on PulseChain or the altcoins, right? PDI, Atropa, or Teddy Bear, or Poor Pleb. They don't speak about those. I don't know why. It's just literally but you know why, friends. It's a cult. It's a cult. So this is our competitive edge. This is how we can use the opposite herd of the crowd, that we can actually use them to our advantage. Because you're going to be, if you don't do that, okay, if you don't want to win, that means you're destined to be a loser. And people who are destined to be losers, they buy when Franklin Templeton changes their profile pic to laser eyes. By the way, this was literally right at the top. Bang, see you later, right? The laser eyes came back. And I've accompanied you with many, many videos. Like this is a video where I talk about price moves first, Look, see, price moves first. Okay, why is it going down? Oh, the ETFs, whatever. Then the price is going to go down more. And people are going to say, oh, no, there's a new news in the economy or whatever. No, it's just cycles, man. There's 1,000 billion bajillion variables going up. It's just easy to be a peanut brain and go, all right, you're going up with some tips and troughs along the way, and that's it. And why I highlight on this Rocco Negative ETF is because I got to see firsthand how people threw numbers out of their booty hole. Wild numbers out. So when they will talk about $9 trillion coming in, I did the research myself and I presented it for you. I go, no, it's not 9 trillion. It's 1% of 9 trillion, okay, which is only 90 billion. And that's if they all allocate at market immediately, which I don't think so. I don't think people who have been waiting to throw all their money in have been watching crypto go up the whole time and now be like, okay, sweet, I've got zero allocation. Now I want to fully get in. I don't think so. And guess what? I was right, because you see this Rocco Negra ETF. Okay, you see the Trojan horse, supposedly $4.5 billion. They're saying record volume, all these. It's all a load of hocus pocus. Facts came out. It was just funds rotating out of the grayscale grift, the grayscale Bitcoin grift, into the other ones, and it's reported as volume. And friends, we already know. There's an inventory for Bitcoin. They're not buying spot Bitcoin all the time. I don't care what they say. I know they're not. Why would you, friends, this is literally, I'm not joking. This is the equivalent of a police officer. This is in their eyes, in the government's eyes, okay? Why would a police officer interview a criminal, have fun with them, joke with them, say you're a nice guy and stuff on TV? Why would they go do that? They're not going to do that. It is counterintuitive to their whole goal and existence. Well, when the US Fed and the scum banksters and the insiders, the bug eaters, when they, in your mind, for you to say, oh, just give us a black hole buy only thing for Bitcoin, right? They're literally saying, you're asking them to embarrass themselves. Say, okay, sweet, we're just going to make our coin look really inflationary. No, they're not going to do that, man. And look, I can't give financial advice and I never will, but I am saying things, right? I've got to do the OJ Simpson thing sometimes. It's like saying, remember OJ Simpson? He made a book. If I killed my wife, this is how I would have done it. Okay, so this is what I do sometimes. If you have spot Bitcoin, right? If you have it, you may not. If I have it, I may not. Okay, if I did have it, I would have been trimming out as Bitcoin went up. By the way, this is before the dunk, okay? And this is what it looks like now. See this big fat red candle, okay? So that's what it looks like right now. That was when I was posting these. So I'm just showing you what's going on now. There are new people, I understand there are new people coming in along the way, and I have to constantly remind you, please, the whole point of this, it's not to tell you to be buying and selling every month or whatever. Oh, am I bullish or am I bearish? Go legit, can't figure it out. It's not to do that. Stay in your strong core portfolio. Your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and any other strong core altcoin you want, stay in them, but don't do leverage. Don't do leverage and wipe yourself out earlier, okay? We don't know exactly what's going on, but we can just, what I'm doing is I'm flexing the muscles, friends. I'm practicing. Some say sharpening your sword, okay? I'm training for the ultimate top. So before you get to the ultimate top, you got to climb a couple of steps, right? See if the blood can be pumping. That's what we're doing right now. We're seeing throughout this little Bitcoin ETF news how things come out. I'm seeing like, okay, it's around the macro fib resistance. You're practicing extending your time frames because everyone's impulsive. Everyone wants to click sell and okay, ETF sell the news, drop 90% down and I can buy back in. It doesn't happen like that. So you would split your stack up. So remember, theoretically, if I had spot Bitcoin, I'm referring to, I would have, not all of it. Yeah, let's say you have one Bitcoin. Okay, I would have taken, say, 30% of it as my trading stack. Okay, 30%. Okay, obviously, people are more confident do more, but just you shouldn't do this at all. You take some of your trading stack out, and you go, okay, sweet. I'm going to now distribute it over this macro fib level zone, week by week, every 2 weeks. And you might say, okay, I've got 0.3 in there. Let's split it into 5 pieces of 0.06 each. You throw off 0.06. Then a couple of weeks later, 0.06, like that. You do it like that until eventually you're done in the zone. And funny, you might leave some, right? In case when it goes down, you might leave some, because people always say to me, what if you've gotten rid of it and the coin goes up? You sell more. That's it. You just keep trimming. You keep trimming along the way, friends. You can't get this perfect top or bottom scenario where you bottom tick and top tick everything. It's literally impossible. That's why you got a friend like me who's literally prepared you for that moment. If you know you're not going to be able to sell the top, you're going to need a lot more quantity than what you originally thought earlier. Because I've been telling you, increase your core coin stack as much as you can. I've been telling you so many times, because you're not going to sell the top, and it could stop a lot lower than you think. And look, I reported this before the crash, okay? Before, it's not even a real crash, right? Just a dip, just to show you as a warning. This is how things happen, okay? Don't do leverage. And look, nobody in the industry will say this, because they are all drunk on Euphoria. So I was saying, reduce your Bitcoin spot exposure to either rebuy lower or add to strong core altcoins. You didn't hear a single freaking person saying start unloading a Bitcoin, did you? Not one, okay? There is one, blockchain backer, okay? Also, Crypto Crew University Steve, I guess if he was a short-term trader who would do it, 99% of people know. They're all leverage long. They're posting their P&L screenshots, okay? That's another classic sign. When you're seeing people on YouTube and Twitter start to post their leverage longs, that's a sign of Euphoria. It means, oh, wow, I'm so excited, right? They've entered the thrill stage of the Wall Street cheat sheet. And that stage, right, in the Wall Street cheat sheet, friends, right here, you see that thrill? I will buy more on margin, got to tell everyone to buy. So when you see screenshots, right, look what they started happening. When we start seeing screenshots of P&Ls, friends, literally right here, that's when we start seeing the P&L screenshots of everybody saying, well, you know, I've got to buy more on margin. Because what they're doing is they post their screenshots, because they're in thrill. They post their margin, and then everyone's like, sweet, I've got to get margin long. A lot of the move is done, but there's a lot more to go, okay? Also, I have some comment section from just a chat, right? Now, when I post these, it's not to show you, like, if the people out there, right? Not to put anybody down. I'm just here to tell you, you got to learn, man. You can't learn. You got to learn, because this game, it really is binary. It's either up or down. And rolling forward 12 months of time, you get to accentuate the up and downs. So if you get it really wrong, you're going to be paying for it. You have to start learning, man. So when I show this, right, so I have like 2 friends saying, is now the time to buy Bitcoin, right? Since there was no dump. That's why I'm just to tell you, man. See, you're going to learn from the next time. What if you are, so I'm trying to help you. What if Bitcoin hits 80K and you think that it has to reject off there in like the next 2 weeks? And what if I tell you, yeah, it can go to 80K and sit there for 3 months and then go back down to 30? You know, you need to open your mind to what's possible, because if you're not learning from that, you're literally a sitting duck, okay? So I also have another friend reply to him, what reason is there not to buy? The halving is coming soon. So this is literally the Pico top right before it, right? So I hope Bitcoin comes back and we close that monthly candle, super trend green above 44,500. I hope it really does. Just learning, man, just learning, because I'm not here. There's no trading referral links, friends. I'm not here to say, come and draw my triangles. Come and follow me. There's none of that. I'm just here to tell you, look, there are signs here. I can grab these signs. You can grab these signs of yourself. I go, oh man, I'm feeling really confident right now. There's like, do you see, friends, how many times I told you at the tops, people say there's no reason to sell. There's literally, I can't think of a single bad reason to sell. That's what people say at the tops. And at the bottoms, I know you like bottoms, people say, I can't think of a single good reason to buy. We literally, November 2022, what were people saying? Everyone was saying, I can't think of any good reason of Bitcoin, crypto, the macro industry, the US Fed and rates, unemployment, nothing. I can't think of one single good reason to get long. And I was literally making Twitter videos only back then. I wasn't on YouTube. And I was making Twitter posts saying, guys, when everyone is saying they can't think of one reason to buy, you have to get in. I know they're technically right, but that you have to get in. You have to. And that was it. Okay. Now we're seeing the polar opposite. I can't think of a single reason to sell. So that's why this thing is going to be really sensitive and accentuated at the very big macro top. We're just practicing for it. I mean, we even right before it, we even had Jim Cramer saying the customer wants this Bitcoin ETF. The customer is right this time and they want Bitcoin. So, and he was saying, oh, you know, Jamie Dimon, you're fuddy-duddy. That's what Jim Cramer was literally calling him. Call him a fuddy-duddy, okay? So,
I was once investigated on air because I said...
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So, look, this is a bunch of baloney, okay? Just these signals will appear. This is what happens, okay, in this game. It's a dirty game, friends. It's a dirty game. So, some people as well, they've posted recently about Jimmy Cramer. And it's not what you think, okay? So Jimmy Cramer says, checking in with Larry Williams, the major top in Bitcoin is in. Major. So, yeah, friends, look. This reminds me of oil in 2022. See, Jimmy Cramer, he was bullish oil when I went to the very, very top, $120. But then, okay, what happened was it went down, okay, and it was bearish. But, right, it flipped again. So when it went back up, okay, when it went back up, he flipped bull, and then he never changed on the way down. I saw that happen. I dictated it. I posted about it as it was happening with oil. So you learned, like, this guy flips his mind so many times, and you know, it's almost like, okay, whatever his last position is, just hold that way. Now it's funny, right? Don't take these things too seriously, but it's fun to see. So I won't be surprised if Jimmy Cramer turns bullish in the next flush up leg somewhere. You never know, because Bitcoin has to close that monthly super chain green at some point, hopefully, right? You never know. He might say, like, you know what, man, I really think this thing's got a good long way to. He might just say something like that, and that's it. Okay, so you've now seen it, right? Mainstream crypto influencers, they can't win. Whether they're good, whether they're bad, you don't need to know. You don't even need to judge them. You don't need to know them at all. Good smiles, bad smiles, doesn't matter. All that matters is they are reflecting the crowd consensus, and crowd consensus can't win, because in crypto and markets and everything else that trades with speculation, okay, the crowd can't win. Buying low, selling high, buy from pessimists, sell to optimists. Okay, that's the game, friends. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all. Don't forget to love to catch you soon.